Once again, it's time for a couple of cold ones with
Korey and Carlyle.
You always got to jump in there, don't you?
Man, I thought you were going to do it with me. I thought we were going to do it together.
Korey and Carlyle.
So you got to be on your own, don't you? Always got to run this show on your own.
We are quite literally sitting here having a couple of beers.
We're drinking beers and talking.
And,
We do this every Sunday.
on a Sunday night.
On a Sunday night. I'm always here, and Carlisle's always here. And I appreciate your dedication to this because people like it.
No problem, brother. So,
All right, so
big weekend, actually. Really, lots of stuff going on.
no, a lot of things did happen. So what do you want to do? You want to go to the top 5 first?
Let's do the top 5 first.
And you wrote it down this week.
Let's make that the top of our thing. We've got the top 5.
Yeah, go ahead and get that shit out the way.
All right. You know what? It's another one of those weeks that just makes you want to smack Americans.
But I told you what would happen, and you didn't believe me.
Now, hold on one second. I knew you were going to do this, too.
How did you know? Because you knew I was right.
I looked at the list. No, I looked at the list every time. I'm right about 95% of the time when it comes to this stuff. The one time I'm wrong,
you're not right 99% of the time.
You always got to point it out.
You have a track record of being wrong about this shit a lot.
No,
the top 5?
No,
because what you do is I told you this last week. What you do is you think about what you want to be number 1 is what you like.
No.
You thought, okay,
now,
you know
hold
what?
on. Now,
right.
the movie that I thought was going to be number 1 because of Valentine's Day and because it was a superior film and was getting a lot of good buzz.
I told you wasn't going to be. Don't look at me like that.
I'm right. I was actually right once, so I'm going to mention it like 3 or 4 times.
Right a lot, but you go ahead.
Yeah, you're right a lot, my ass. Number 5 was Definitely Maybe.
Definitely Maybe, yes.
And that was it made $9.7 million this weekend,
which is probably the best, as far as critics go, the best reviewed movie this week.
And it was, it's tied for my second favorite, not only of the weekend, but what's come out this month so far. I mean, it really was a good film.
I didn't see it. You did. I take your word for it.
I know, and the review's still not up. I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, I'll explain that later, but yeah. So
but it did. Now the week,
and I told you it would come in number 5. I told you that.
No, you did. You said it wasn't going to be number 1.
No, I said it's probably going to come in number 5.
Yeah.
I wish I had a recording of that.
Yeah,
to tell you.
Wish you did, because you it would be nice to show that you were right once. So then, of course, Fool's Gold was number 4, which really now, if anything depresses me this weekend, it's that Fool's Gold, the rental at best film from last week, beat out one of the better the film that's going to have some traction, Definitely Maybe, and that did like 13.1 million this weekend. And that's
Fool's Gold did 13.1 million.
Yes. Now keep in mind that number I couldn't find the actual number for the including Valentine's Day, because for some dumbass reason they decided not to include the Valentine's Day's numbers with a bunch of the things.
From Thursday they didn't include those numbers.
Yeah. Now
why didn't they do that?
I found that for most of them, but. Because that was the big thing. The movies opened on Thursday, not Friday. So
exactly.
That actually changes number 2 and 3. What you're going to see in a lot of the press tomorrow is number 2 and 3 is actually swapped for the weekend, but we'll get there. Number 3 was Spiderwick Chronicles.
Yes.
That did 19.1 million this weekend. And then number 2 was Step Up 2, which did 19.7 million. But if you include Valentine's Day, they're flipped.
Are they?
Because
but not by much, though, right?
By about $500,000.
Okay, that's not much.
I mean, Spiderwick Chronicles did 26.8 for the weekend, and Step Up 2 did 26.3. By the way, I am so disappointed in you guys.
What, in me?
In both you and the co-host.
What do you mean in us?
I watched your review of Step Up 2.
Okay.
Now, we are film critics. In the history of film critique, there is one sequel that we bring up every time there's another sequel to something. When there's a part 2 of anything.
Electric Boogaloo?
Electric Boogaloo. Now, this film is actually the Electric Boogaloo of the Step Up series.
Yes, it is.
Literally, you know what? We don't give a shit about plot. We're just going to have more dancing. Granted, they don't save the rec center.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no rec center to save, so it's not an exact port, but it's the same goddamn movie. You guys didn't bring Electric Boogaloo up once. Break into Electric Boogaloo.
And let me explain to you kids out there, because there's a lot of kids who don't remember this. Do they? Because a lot of them hear Electric Boogaloo. They hear something part 2, Electric Boogaloo. And I can guarantee you there's a lot of kids who don't know. There's a movie called Breakin', and then there was a movie called Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Now, This stuff is all over YouTube, man. If you want to know the beauty, the majesty that is Electric Boogaloo without having to Netflix it or without having to go to your video store, check out YouTube because that shit's all over there.
Damn,
and it is not any good.
No, it is terrible. And I actually saw that in the theater. I shouldn't probably say that, but man, I was a kid. I was a little kid. I didn't know any better. Shit, every kid when I was an age was into breakdancing.
We all couldn't wait for that movie.
Exactly.
Like, oh my God, it's another break-in movie. They're gonna dance. They're gonna do the backspin.
And that's exactly what this movie did. Go look at the review. And the thing is, I couldn't get Electric Boogaloo in there because if you saw the review, that's not false. Co-host went crazy at the end. I didn't understand what was happening. And after it was said and done, I couldn't go back and edit it.
Why don't you guys let co-host go to movies more often? Now you know why. Because we get dancing ass babies. That's what we get out of the guy.
Well, apparently people love that, man. People love that review.
You know what the thing is, people love that kind of stuff when it comes to a movie like that.
Yeah.
If there was ever a movie that you didn't need to pause and jump in.
Oh, sorry, I'm raising your mic right here.
That's okay. If there was ever a movie where you didn't need to pause and jump in and explain how the movie was, it was Step Up to the Streets.
And you understand why.
Dude, no, I know why. I'm just saying if
you
there
have
was
to put it in
ever
there.
one that you didn't have to.
The thing is, I went to go see the movie after it was said and done. I was like, why the fuck am I here, man? I mean, everybody knows that this shit is all about dancing. That's it. No story. There's nothing else. Bad acting. But anyway, let's go to our number one movie. Which is
Jumper.
what I told you what it was, which is going to be Jumper.
I have to prove again that I was right. See?
Exactly. But
Look,
the thing
I'm right.
Because you argued me on that, and I said, dude, look.
I didn't think it. Dude, I didn't. In fact, you're not the only one. One of my editors on my other site said, dude, you kind of called it wrong. I don't do the tracking numbers. I don't actually go into all the tracking stuff.
The thing is, you got to recognize marketing. I
do.
This list right here, I can tell you, look, I'm not that good at it, but this week, just because of the way these movies were marketed, I know precisely where everything was going to fall. And the reason why I knew Jumper was going to be number one is just because you saw it everywhere. Fox marketed the hell out of that movie.
See, I didn't see any of the advertising.
You didn't?
I saw a few of the trailers. No, I thought they were dumping. For some reason, wherever I was, Jumper was not.
I don't know where you were,
clue.
but dude, you could not go on a website without Jumper coming up. You could, in fact, if you watched any kind of Fox show, Family Guy or anything.
Oh, see, I don't watch.
Hayden Christensen would come up in the corner of the screen, be like, what the fuck is he jumping in the middle of Family Guy for? And that's what would happen. And they marketed it the hell out of that movie. And
well, hey, you know what? It's good to see that whiny Darth Vader got himself in it, Right now, teenagers are ruling, but that is not always the case. It changes from year to year. And right now, the teenagers are ruling, and they're making modest hits out of shit like Meet the Spartans and Step Up to the Streets.
I know you motherfuckers need to change that shit. I don't care how
some teenage fucking ass.
Exactly.
Right now,
I will. If I saw you coming in to Meet the Spartans, I will kidnap you and put you in a dumpster.
I will come to your MySpace and beat the shit out of you with your BlackBerry. That's what the fuck I'm going to do.
I don't care if you are 13 years old. I will whoop your little motherfucking ass for watching that movie, you little fucking freak.
And I keep getting people who message me going, dude, I should have listened to you. You're so right about Meet the Spartans. Don't fucking tell me that. You're not going to win any points with me.
Yeah.
I told you how fucking bad
we say don't go see the movie. What do? You go see the fucking movie.
And people are like, how come it's still in the top 10? Because you guys are dumbasses. That's why.
Exactly. You fucking YouTube watching motherfuckers. You.
We just lost half of our audience, but that's
I don't give a damn. They'll be back. Yeah. No, they haven't gone anywhere. We like you guys. Come on, we were just kidding with you. No, we're not. Actually, we will whoop your ass.
And kick your ass.
You looking for the bottle opener here? You looking like a retarded. All over. I know you like a retarded person. You just point.
Well, I'm not.
You can say it over the air. You look like, hey, give me a beer.
You were in the middle of saying something.
I appreciate your politeness. Thank you. So anyway, what do you got next?
Well, I mean, there's a couple cool things, a cool thing and a depressing thing. Let's go with the cool thing first.
Okay, let's go with the cool thing.
Imaginarium of Dr. Parnasus. This is the coolest news to happen.
That's the Terry Gilliam movie.
This is the new Terry Gilliam film. This is the film that they were in the middle of shooting.
And Heath Ledger died.
How
dare he?
And he's one of the main characters in the film.
And they were going to use him for like every scene, right? And
he was heavily in the film.
Yeah, he was the main guy.
One of the main characters. So apparently, now if you haven't heard this yet, this is the coolest freaking news to come out last week. I just love it. Everyone's like, oh, indie trailer, oh, this and that, oh, Hulk, oh. No, coolest thing, Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, because what they did is apparently the way the film is written, it's written in a fantasy sense to where Heath Ledger's character can assume different forms. So what they're doing is they hired 3 heavyweights to come in and pay tribute to Heath Ledger and do the remaining parts of his film. And they're working the film to where the Heath Ledger character changes form, and these 3 actors are going to play his parts.
Now, these are 3 heavy actors. I know who they are, but I'm going to let you tell.
Well, the 3 heavyweights, of course, Jude Law.
Yeah.
Who, vanished after being in everything for like a year.
Well, good, because I got tired of seeing his fucking ass.
Colin Farrell, who vanished after being in everything
Well,
for
he
a
was
year.
in Bruges.
No. But he vanished after, he had his year where he was in 5 movies.
Of course,
he kind of vanished away. And Johnny Depp.
Who ain't never gone away.
Well, because he doesn't do 5 movies in a year. He chooses his projects wisely after The Astronaut's Wife, who wouldn't. Oh, my God. I love him, but he went through that phase with Nick of Time.
Oh, Nick of Time, man. That was some bullshit, boy.
And then, Astronaut's Wife, and he did something else that was really shitty. And then he did, Ninth Gate, which was really good, but a lot of people didn't dig.
I heard that was bad.
No.
I think the fact that the tagline was the only movie Carlyle liked.
No, there's a lot of people that like it, but it's a puzzle movie. It's a movie that the ending doesn't make a lick of goddamn sense when you walk out of it.
That's not a good movie.
Except that when you go and watch it again, you put it together and all the pieces are there and you're like, oh, crap.
I ain't got time now. If I want to solve a puzzle, I go buy a
I would
puzzle.
never recommend Ninth Gate.
I'll get a
you
Rubik's
are not
Cube.
Smart enough. You are.
I'll admit with you. I will admit to you. I'll go buy a Rubik's Cube if I want to solve a puzzle. I'm not going to go to a movie to solve a puzzle.
But that's the problem with the movie is it's not a straight up entertaining movie. It's for a certain type of person who wants to put a puzzle together. And I watched it with a bunch of friends. We had a great time, but I would not, recommend it to everyone. But anyhow, but that was mixed. After that, everything he's been doing is pretty freaking great. It's some people don't like everything, but they're not bad choices. So,
yeah, okay.
But this, can you imagine? And the thing is they're all talking about doing tribute to Heath Ledger. They're going to be doing their versions of his character that he created.
What are they going to be drinking and taking pills or something? What the hell? Who is Heath Ledger?
Just
okay. All right. That's me. Okay, that's me. Okay, I'm sorry. But
last week you gave me crap for joking about Royscheider's career, and now you're digging up the grave of Heath Ledger so you can pee all over the body.
Okay, my point is like, has Heath Ledger really been known for his true personality? No, he's always played the character.
You're missing the point. They're doing their versions of his character in Dr. Parnassus. They're watching the footage of what he did and then doing their riffs on it in tribute to him.
Okay, this could be crazy, but it could also be very cool.
But you know what? It's something we all got to see.
Of course.
I was telling some friends about that, and they're like, I want to see that movie. When does it come out? I want to see it now.
Of course, no.
So
of course.
could you think of a bet? I mean, and they thought they were going to have to shut down the film.
No, but I mean, good way to think your way around it. I don't know if it'll work in the end, but who knows? Who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But then, of course, the depressing news.
What?
HD DVD is dead. It's like gone dead.
Man, that ain't depressing. I don't. Let me tell you something. I don't have one goddamn HD DVD in my collection at all.
I do.
And I tell you why, because I waited for that shit to happen. People, if you don't, let me explain to people here. In case you don't know, there's been this war between between Blu-ray and HD DVD, and these are the new the 2 new formats. And of course, like when VHS, for those of you who are old enough to remember, when VHS and Beta came into existence, there was the war between those 2 formats. VHS, of course, eventually won. Now it's the same thing happening with this. And apparently right now, Blu-ray has won.
Blu-ray won. The big news came out Friday, and that was the final nail in the coffin. It started earlier in the month. Warner Brothers said, yeah, we decided we're going to go Blu-ray exclusive, and they were a big supporter of HD. And then other people started dropping, and finally on Friday, Walmart said, yeah, we're not going to carry it.
Exactly.
So the minute Walmart said that, Toshiba, who makes the HD DVD player, said, we're not going to make it.
It's funny you should say that, because I was in Walmart and in Costco, and I don't know if Costco is worldwide. I guess it is. It was in a movie, but yeah, I was in there and they were fronting Blu-ray DVD, and when that was happening, I was like, "Oh man, this shit is over."
No, it's over. Arguably, I have an HD DVD player.
Oh man, foul. God damn it! I gotta pause this shit and wipe this shit up, y'all. Hold on, I've spilled my beer. Hold on. Where is
Party foul.
You got to keep in mind, I've been drinking all night way before I got here. So hold on. Carlyle went to go use. We have a tenant here at the Spill Studios, and his bathroom is shitty, literally, and it was clean when you went in there.
It freaked me out because I needed to use the restroom, and you're like, oh, dude, the bathroom's clean. I'm like, well, all right.
Yeah, it's clean.
Last time I went in there, I literally lost my X-wing, and some green dude came out and promised to teach me the Force. It was Dagobah in there. It was fucking insane. So now I go in there.
It was a swamp when you went in there. It's
spick and span.
I think he heard us making fun of it, man. Seriously, I think he heard us like going in there and like saying, because I told you before you went in there, it was a biohazard. I said,
it was one of those things. The weirdest thing was that the temperature was like 10 degrees hotter.
It was like
what the hell is going on here?
It was fucking creatures living in there.
There's something biological in here, and that's not right.
Yeah, it was like fungus and creatures and shit.
This is where the Cloverfield monster came from. Wow, J.J. Abrams pissed in the Spill Studios.
He went to the Spill Studio and saw the toilet. Let me tell you something, people. This dude would put his ass on the toilet, and I don't know. We've been in Carlisle. I'm serious about this. We've been through 3 toilet seats in that. I don't know what his ass is doing to those seats that he breaks them every month. And not only that, but I don't know what kind of shit he's putting in that toilet.
Yeah, I think you've crossed the line. Right?
No, I ain't crossing the line because I got to tell people. I don't know. But it was like the kind of shit that once it hit the water, fungus would spawn from it. I don't know what was going on.
Parasites that come out and make people explode. We've got a bite! Oh, Jesus
I don't know what kind of turds were coming out his ass, but they were living things. But anyway, I spilled my beer. We took a break. He went to go take a piss. So there we go. It was bound to happen. And HD DVD is gone.
Now,
and
what
Blu-ray
I was
DVD
going to say was I actually got a player for free, and I got a small collection for free. And
how the hell what did you get, an HD DVD player?
Yeah, and that's why it was kind of depressing. It's kind of like, oh great, I've had this for a month and a half, and now it's useless. I mean, I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy everything. They're going to be selling it off, wholesale, and I'm going to be buying.
You better sell that thing now.
No. I'm going to be buying. No, because the thing is it plays ordinary DVDs, so I effectively got a new DVD player.
Okay. Right.
And the thing is, now, this does not mean you have to at someday upgrade to Blu-ray. That's the important thing. A lot of people are like, oh, does that mean Blu-ray is going to take over? No, this is the new Laserdisc. It's for us hardcore guys who, are obsessed with film and have to have the highest bit rate possible and have to have, we know what, things.
Exactly. Let me just say this. As long as they're selling regular DVDs, there's no way in hell I'm buying either one of these things.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have one unless, it was purchased for me.
I don't know if you kids remember Laserdisc, but Laserdisc were the size of the roof of a car. Laserdisc were the size of a large pizza.
They were the size of a record album.
They were the size of a large pizza.
But they were cool because you didn't have to rewind them, and they could fit special features on there, and you could chapter search.
Okay, let me say this, though. Aliens, one of my favorite movies ever. I had somebody take that and put that on like 2 VHS tapes for me. Why? Because when you had it on Laserdisc,
it was widescreen?
No, it was 6. There were 6 discs, and you had to interchange them to watch a 2-hour and a 2.5 hour movie.
That was why Laserdisc never caught
exactly.
on. Because they had to flip.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Had to flip them halfway through.
And I would tell people, wait until there's a standard coming up, because I never bought a Laserdisc player or a Laserdisc itself, because I knew that eventually, of course, they were going to get smaller and easier, because that's the way things go. Wait for this shit, wait for the dust to settle, and then get it.
Yeah, but see, Blu-ray is just the interim until we finally get to ITV and the whole hard drive phenomenon. Because what's going to happen is eventually it's going to be a small box like your TiVo that's next to or on top of your TV. That's essentially a hard drive like your iPod. And that just stores all the movies. And you're going to be able to, once that happens, someone's going to make a ripper. And you're going to be able to rip right to that, and we're going to take our whole DVD collections, spend like a week ripping it to that hard drive.
Actually, I think DVD or Blu-ray DVD will actually be more of a standard.
No.
You don't think so? Why? No. I think it will.
Because it doesn't. Here's the thing about these. In order to become a standard format, you really have to do something that captures a bulk of the audience. Right now, all this does is it captures the alpha buyers, the people who are always going to buy new technology, the guys that have HD VHS players sitting in their closets.
Can I argue something here, though? So were VHS players. and those eventually made it way into the mainstream.
No, because there was nothing. The thing is there was nothing competitive like that. In fact, Blu-ray players are a total pain in the ass because they take like 30 seconds to a minute just to turn on. It's like booting up a computer. Most of my friends who have them are like, yeah, you do have to turn on the power. And
I think that will improve though, and I think that will get.
But the thing is, by the time they've improved that, and by the time they start getting some kind of market share, we're going to have hard drive content. That's the new evolution.
The hard drive is not the mainstream though.
Dude, that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you. That is the next evolution. Is it's going to be a hard drive on top of your TV that you have digital files that you download.
I don't think my mom would never be able to do some shit like that. My mom is scared of computers.
Except what it's going to be is you're going to have a remote that you click through movies and you press buy and then you download.
That's too much trouble. Dude, I'm telling you, my mom is scared of that.
Dude, I'm telling you,
you have to have something tangible. You have to have like a tape or a disc.
Oh yeah, that's what they. You know what? That's what the RIAA said about iPods. Can you imagine your mom upgrading to Blu-ray? That's the real question.
Let me say this. I can imagine her doing that before she will like a box on top of her TV that will store things because she won't know what to do with that shit. I mean, that shit might as well be like something out of War of the Worlds for her. She's scared of it. She won't mess with it.
You know what? That's what they said about computers. Has your mom ever touched a computer?
My mom, she touched one and she got fucking frightened.
Well, then, you know.
My mom does not. I tell my mom, look, let me tell you something. I say, my mom, I ask for my mom, hey, Ma, I have a cousin in London. I say, Ma, give me his address. I'm about to go over there. And she's like, okay, I'll send it to you by mail. I'm like, go across the street, Ma, and send it to me through email. I can get it in 2 seconds. No, computers are evil. I can't do that.
You know what I find amusing is that you had this whole discussion. You didn't think, Mom, read it off to me so I can write it down.
I'll ask her that next time.
Oh, shit. She's using the telephone. Damn it. Outdone by technology. Because your first answer is send it through the computer, Mom. It's not read it off the card so I can write it down. Because the technology of the pen is foreign to me now.
That is not the point of this situation. This is the thing is she doesn't want to use a computer.
Blu-ray is not.
Okay.
You know what? I'll put money on it, motherfucker.
How much you want to bet? What is this? It's going to be like in 10 years? You gonna like realize you owe me $5?
Dude, no, 10 years. It's going to take 5 years.
Okay, 5 years. Okay, I'm going to shake on this shit.
$100.
$100?
$100.
Oh, shit.
We got it.
In 5 years?
Oh, 5 years, $100.
5 years, I'm going to rule the world. I'll give you $100 easy.
5 years, you're going to be running.
I shook on that shit now, okay? Last time we shook on something, I didn't ask you for the money.
What was that?
It was when we were doing the last show. It was something. I said, buy me a beer down at Opal. Actually, you did, so never mind.
I did buy you the beer.
You did buy me the beer.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a bet. I think it was a bet about Ray. About Jamie Foxx winning for Ray.
Oh yeah. I love Jamie. Yeah, last time we made a bet 4 years ago on the Oscars.
Exactly.
Oh wait, and you totally paid me for that, so I'm gonna remember it this time.
You did pay me for that. You bought me a beer.
That's
yes,
right.
you did.
But
Okay,
this is $100.
But this is $100.
Hard drive content's the next big thing, bro.
Okay, all right. Hey, I would gladly give you $100 if that's the case. In 5 years, shit. In 5 years, I'm gonna be rolling in dough. I'm gonna be $50
5
million.
years, you're still gonna be living in your condo, working on a website.
I did this interview with Will Ferrell this weekend.
Will Ferrell?
Yeah, it was
Colin
cool.
Farrell's brother?
I don't think they're related. I don't think so whatsoever.
They spell their name completely differently. So.
Exactly.
And one's dead sexy.
Dude, let me tell you something, man. Have you ever been to one of these press junkets before?
Oh, many times.
Many times. Are people really uptight at every one of these? I mean, I've been to a lot of them, and they are. I don't even know why I'm asking. They are.
You know why you go to these and I don't? Because people are really uptight at these things.
Dude,
and getting unless you belong to like one of the big wig organizations, they always want to shunt you into these round tables, or they want to say, oh, we don't like my favorite. I did a press junket. God, it's got to be like 5 years ago. Is for Mummy 2.
Yeah.
And I'm there. The director of the film is friends of my best friend. I'm actually standing around talking to him. And I want to go ahead and do an interview with him. And he's like, oh, yeah, sure, of course. I'd love to do that for your site. And then one of the little goons from Universal runs up and goes, oh, no. He's only doing one-on-ones with television. We don't do this internet stuff. And it's
See, that's the thing. That's the thing I ran into. And look, they're really cool with us. Okay, so we got it settled out.
Cool. But they're
we were doing, before you came along, we were doing a television show. And I went to press junkets in California and in L.A. and in Dallas and all kind of stuff. So I'm used to what they're doing. But once we started doing just solely website stuff, they got kind of weird. And this weekend, man, so I'm doing this Will Ferrell interview. And I come out. First of all, let me tell you what happens. Will Ferrell is cool.
But I've heard that. I've heard he's actually a really good guy.
Man, that dude is nice as hell.
I mean, we make fun of him a lot because some of his movies are kind of shitty.
Yeah, but he's nice, man. That dude is he's very cool, very nice guy. And I have nothing bad to say about him. But I sit down. Let me tell you what happens. I go in, I sit down, and they put a mic on me. Mm-hmm. And then a guy comes up. And he says, "Oh, let me put some makeup on you here." And I even make a joke. I'm like, well, am I shiny right here? He's like, "Oh, no. Let me just put a little makeup on your forehead here and on your eyes and everything."
We do that to all the Negroes.
Exactly. All you black folk that come in. all you Negroes.
We brought along our shiny Negro. You'll need some makeup.
Hey, you're looking,
a little powder.
You're looking a little bit like fried chicken right now. Let me put a little. But and that happened. So I sit there, I do the interview. And that's fine, whatever. And so once it's done, I walk out the door, and the rep, who I'm going to say right now, was only doing his job, was not acting out of line, really. He comes up, he's way down the hall. He's coming up, he's like, "Korey, you're killing me, man. You're fucking killing me here. What are you doing?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Look, when you come in, you got to be camera ready. You can't come sitting down wanting makeup and all that." I was like, you know what? I sat down and a guy put makeup on me. Apparently either the publicist or the assistant or somebody ran out, and he said, yeah, they ran out saying, "Oh, this fucking guy, he needs makeup now and everything. He's coming in and asking for that." I'm like, I'm not a prima donna, man. I don't ask for this stuff.
Wait, now you're lying.
No, I don't. No, when I go,
No. You said you're not a prima donna.
Okay, around you, maybe. But when I go to these things, I don't say a word. I go in there, I say hi, I'm grateful to be there. I get out the way, I shake hands, and that's it, and show my gratitude. And I go in and don't bother anybody until the interview is rolling. And then once I'm out, I leave. You know, I don't get in anybody's way. And not only did I not want the makeup, but then I go home that night, I'm washing my face, and I see makeup rubbing off on the cloth. And I'm like, great, I've been walking around all day looking like a goddamn drag queen or something. It's the weirdest
Nobody
thing.
talks to Will Ferrell without makeup.
Exactly. You know, how dare you? And you know, this happened before, man. This is the second time I've been blamed for something that I did not do. Emil Hirsch for Into the Wild. Mm-hmm. I'll go in there and I sit down, and I do the interview, and the dude is laughing the whole time. I mean, it's just like a 5 or 7 minute review. Oh, they wanted the beer. Here you go. And I'm not doing anything out of line. And then I get home, I get an email the next day saying, "Why did you spend 2 minutes talking to Emil Hirsch about strip joints?" And I can tell you the comment I said. I like, "Wow, man, I don't know how you did this movie, spending so much time in the woods. It seemed like you really put yourself out there in really grueling situations." And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I would not do a movie unless it was called Into the Strip Joint or something." And that's the most I said.
Now, see, this is the problem. This is the problem with you sometimes, because you get hot-headed and you'll respond. And the real answer there is, the answer they want to hear is, because I was showing him as a human being and as a likable person so that my audience would identify with him and so that my audience would then want to see his movie because they would say, "This is a guy I would want to have a beer with. I want to pay to see his movie." You say that, the publicist has nothing to say, because they're going to come back and go, "Oh, well, I guess you do cater to a different audience than some other markets."
But this doesn't happen until you leave the room. And like once you're gone and you're not around, then they say, see, the thing is, they come and shake your hand. They're like, "Oh, thank you for coming out. This is wonderful, great." And then when you're gone, they're like, "That fucking guy right there. Can you believe what he did?" And it's like, Jesus, man, you know.
It's a tough thing, though. You got to keep in mind. I mean, you got to keep in mind where they're coming from to a certain degree, because, you know, a lot of these publicist people, the people we deal with at these junkets, they don't always do that locally. They're here locally, and they get a chance to participate in this, and it's like, "Oh my God, we have Will Ferrell here," you know, and it's all about making sure Will Ferrell is happy. And they kind of forget that Will Ferrell is just some dude. He's our performing monkey. He happens to be a highly trained performing monkey, and you're a performing monkey, and you got to perform together and each entertain your audience. And they're worried about their own ass, and so anything on either side that goes wrong, they're worried about. But of course, they're worried more about Mr. Ferrell than they are Mr. Coleman.
Well, you know, yeah, of course. And the thing is, I guess when I'm sitting there, I'm asking them questions that I got 7 minutes to do this shit. Okay, I'm not gonna sit up there and talk about semi-pro for the whole 7 minutes. I'm gonna talk about what I think will make him look like a human being.
You to. And here's the thing about press, and this is why I don't do them. This is why I hate them, is because the publicist wants the same canned answers over and over again because the studio wants those same canned answers time and time again. You look at like the whole thing David Spade ripped apart Vin Diesel on for what was that movie called where he was the mob guy who was on trial.
Fuck, I don't know.
You know, okay, but you know what? He was on every single talk show, and it was like, I eat a gallon of ice cream every day.
Man, they did. They did a montage where they cut that together. People, you should see this on YouTube. Like, Vin Diesel was in a movie where he played like a mob boss, and he was doing a tour on every talk show. Talking about the movie
to do this,
and exactly, and he told the same story on every fucking TV show.
This is what the publicists want you to do, and yeah, no, I totally see where you're coming from. I've seen those kind of things, and I've got bullshit, man.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna go in there and ask what everybody asks, and I don't think you would either.
Yeah,
no,
and when you're, I mean, like that situation I had, I was talking to the director, and he's like, oh, hey, say hi to Harry for me. Oh yeah, dude, no, I'd love to do something, and the publicist comes over going, no, we're only doing on camera for television. I'm sorry, you can't talk to him. And it's like we're sitting here shooting the shit.
Let me tell you people something too out there. It's funny because they will grant an interview to people who are on access television. I got more interviews when I was getting 50 people watching an access television show than I ever would doing a website.
Well, now you've got to keep in mind, I mean, we've got some buddies here in town that do this, and it's one of those things where anybody can start a website. And it doesn't, as long as and a lot of people are doing it. They're like, oh, I'm doing this for my website. Well, website traffic is really hard to prove.
Yeah.
And until you're a recognizable site, and even when you are a recognizable site, you can't get that accent.
There's a neighbor beating on the door again.
On the wall? Yeah, the neighbor every week. You need to tell your neighbor, look, Sunday nights, I'm going to have Carlyle over, and we're going to talk for half an hour or an hour.
What do I do about this, man?
You talk to your neighbor, and you say, Carlyle's coming over on Sunday night, deal with it.
But I don't want to keep them awake either. It's like, it's 2:00 in the morning. I mean, I got to be respectful somehow. I know we need to, okay, we talked about this already, the Will Ferrell thing. What can I do about this neighbor, man? Should I kill her?
No.
Okay.
Is she hot?
No.
Then I have no clue what you can do with it.
I mean, believe me, if she was hot, I'd be over there trying to work my way into her place. Hey, baby, can we talk in your place? I'm Korey Coleman, internet web star. Okay, you're looking at me like I don't know what to do. I'm asking you for help, man. I'm joking.
Dude, I'm serious. All you can say is, look, I do this for a living, and I got to do this on Sunday nights because it's the only time that we've got to do this.
But keep in mind that I'm the one that's doing this in the odd hours.
Yeah, and she's the one banging on the wall every week.
But
she you know what? It might dawn on her Cro-Magnon brain eventually that, you know what? Why does this keep happening for about half an hour, an hour every Sunday night? I wonder.
But and people, give me some advice out there because I don't know.
Don't give him advice.
No, give me advice because I want to know. I want to be respectful. Because she's keeping normal hours. I'm the one that's doing this in odd hours. It really is odd hours.
What is normal hours versus odd hours?
Well, usually 9 to 5. Let me put it this way: at midnight, people usually go to bed. That's the normal hours for human beings.
Human beings. I'm a human being. I go to bed at 7 in the morning.
But you and I are not human.
The FedEx guy wakes me up at 9:30 in the morning.
You and I are superhuman.
Well, let's not talk about our penises. This is about something totally different. So.
I don't know. I mean, my first thought was just go and put her out of her misery and put a hit on her or something. But when I want to go to bed, I cut a fan on, create white noise. Maybe I should give her a fan.
I thought you went to bed with fans.
I go to bed with white noise, meaning white women who talk a lot.
Well, there's that too. I didn't want to make that joke, but if you're going to make that joke,
you wanted to. Stop it. Anyway, you got any email you want to talk about? Anything? Did you get any questions that you want to discuss?
I got lots of questions.
Yeah, you want to ask about the Indy trailer.
Everybody keeps asking me about the Indy trailer, and they want me to do a webcam on it. But this is something that really needs to more than one person to talk about. So I figured, this would be the best time.
Look, I think you might have a different opinion than I do, but it's so short, it is hard to tell. But I mean, how can you not get excited by the iconography of that trailer? First of all, what is this called? Indiana Jones and Why is my old ass still doing this?
And the Kingdom of the
Crystal Skull, yeah.
And the Crystal, or something like that.
Yeah, and
Indiana Jones, and it's the fucking fourth movie. That's what they should have called it. Indiana Jones, and it's the fourth fucking movie, because that's all anybody cares about.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, by now everybody's seen the trailer, which they're calling a teaser, and I can see how, because it's very short. I mean, they show you a lot, but it's still a teaser.
There's real footage in there.
Yeah, and look, I mean, you see the fedora, you see the whip, you see Harrison Ford making jokes about probably being a little bit older. I mean, and the thing is, Harrison Ford still looks good as Indiana Jones. I thought he'd be breaking hips and shit, but he's still hanging in there. It looks like it's gonna be cool, man.
Dude, it looks, you know what? I really dug the hell out of that trailer. This is, now literally, we cut it off here a second ago. This is the first time I've seen it. I've been waiting to watch it on a decent system, and Corey's got a good system over here, so I didn't want any stuttering to get in the way or anything like that. I run on a piece of shit computer, so, but no, man, that looked cool. There were some really good visuals in there. There's, and it looks like a return to the fun of Indiana Jones. They've got all the tropes from the classic series. It's all the kind of fun, adventure, pulpy, without ruining any of the story, which, that's what I like. I know everything I need to know. I mean, granted, I knew beforehand, but that trailer says, dude, they got it right. Go fucking see it.
No, it looks... My favorite out of the whole series is still the original, even though when I was a kid, I saw the Temple of Doom like 4 times in the theater. And when I got older, I was like, it's still not as good as Raiders.
Well, Raiders is just, Raiders was its own thing, dude. Raiders, as time went on, because really, Temple of Doom doesn't get the... necessarily get the credit it deserves, because Temple of Doom is the film that's really responsible for PG-13.
Exactly. No,
because
you're right.
That was the film where...
That and what else? Do you know? That and Gremlins.
Yeah. Gremlins was the starting point, because they're like, wait, there's no way that should be PG. But this was the film where they're like, wait, you want to rip the heart out of somebody in a kid's movie? You're out of your damn full mind.
Exactly.
And they created PG-13.
No, it's fucking... Them Gremlins were scaring the shit out of kids, and a PG-13... In fact, at the time... I think they said, like, that's what confused them, because Temple of Doom should have been rated R.
Nah.
No, but given the rating system that they had at the time, you rip a guy's heart out and show it to him and then burn him alive.
But at the time, PG movies could have nudity. It was there. It was
Airplane had nudity.
Time. Dude, the big one was Kramer versus Kramer, which was rated PG, and that had full frontal. So,
are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
I'm gonna rate that tonight.
Yeah, no, hell, Jaws is rated PG, dude.
Oh, I know it is.
There's no way that would get a PG now. That'd be an R movie. It's got nudity and it's got body parts, dude. That's rated R.
No, I'd be PG-13 today.
No,
I think it'd be R. Are you serious? No.
Well, Spielberg's one of those guys that can get a PG-13 out of an R film. Hell, he got an NC-17 turned into an R film and then whined about it, because it should be. I believe Saving Private Ryan should be a PG-13 movie. Well, dude, guys get heads blown off.
Oh yeah, no, that was an R movie. It was a hard R, but it wasn't NC-17.
No, dude,
I tell you what, Poltergeist was a rated R movie.
No, well, it should. It's one of those. I don't know. It didn't.
A dude looks in the mirror and rips his face off. That
would have made it rated R, although they probably would have trimmed that down and just left the blood.
No, Spielberg can pull that shit.
Spielberg can pull that off, because Spielberg's one of those guys. But then again, the rating system's broken. The rating system's always been broken.
No, today the rating system should be R. We talked about this before. Rated R is not what it was back in the 70s.
But rated
or the
PG
80s.
isn't what it was back in the 70s.
And so kids should not be led into some rated R movies under 10 and under. They should just not be.
Well, it's the rating system's just totally broken. You got to keep in mind that the rating system is endorsed. It's funded by 7 of the studios. And so if you belong to one of those studios and you're a powerhouse guy, you can get ratings that you don't deserve. Whereas other films, like Star Wars Episode 1 had a guy getting cut in half, and that was fine for
But there was
PG.
no blood, though.
Because there's no blood, it's okay to have
that's the main thing. No blood. Yeah, the blood is what makes the difference. That dude might as well got a paper cut or something. No blood. But anyway, dude, the thing is, we're talking about the trailer. The trailer for Indiana Jones is cool.
You know what? it did it for me. I mean, it's not perfect, but it tells me enough. I mean, and it's not perfect because they're not done cutting the movie yet. I was watching that, and they're still, it looks very digital. It looks like they haven't done the full conversion over yet. So we'll see.
No, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a cool movie. If nothing else, I mean, it's not. It'll be from badass to pretty cool. It's not gonna suck. I don't think.
Let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope.
I mean, we say that now, but we also thought, how could Lucas screw up a Star Wars movie? Please, those are going to be awesome. And
yeah, but he didn't have Spielberg directing.
Hey, dude, I got asked a webcam question on that, and really, I still stand by that. The thing is it's not Harrison Ford I'm worried about. It's Spielberg. This Spielberg isn't the same guy that directed the first 3 films. He's not the guy that directed the first film. I mean, I want it to be good. I hope this is the film that resets him and recalibrates him, and he goes, oh, yeah, that's what I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be doing cool genre films for film geeks. I wasn't supposed to be, the Oscar winner guy. I need to move away from that.
Yeah, no, we'll see, man. I'm looking forward to it, no matter what.
So
anyway, man, we're running long here. It's like 2:17 in the fucking morning here. So,
you're ready to start calling people again, is what you're ready to do.
I'm ready to get out of here. I'm ready to go to bed, is what I'm ready to do. It's 2:30. We've been doing this for an hour and a half. Can you believe that?
No.
It's gonna be an hour and a half when this is done. So, anyway, what can I say? This has been a couple of cold ones with Korey and Carlyle.
A couple of cold ones with Korey and Carlyle.
An hour and a half into it, I'm ready to go to bed. Get the fuck out of my house, Carlyle.
All right, I'm out of here. Good night,
See ya.
everybody.
Where's the button?